Hi everyone, Jeri Bellini here from Recycle Parts for Art. Welcome to Learn at the Little House. Today's video is a little bit different than my normal mixed media. I decided to share my garden with you. And if you're not interested in gardening, no worries, just don't watch any of the videos that have recycled gardening up in the description line, and that will be fine. But since I'm a big recycler, I thought I would do a recycled garden this year. So I'm starting from scratch. And that means I've decided to plant seeds, and I've made my own seedling pots, and I've mixed my own dirt, and I have my own containers that are no longer of use, maybe in some way. So for example, I'm using galvanized tubs, and some of them have holes in the bottom, so you can't use them anymore for, to hold liquid or anything. And I thought they'd be perfect for dirt because when it rains, they would drain. And I've also picked up some discarded other items, like I have an old trunk that nobody wanted, and it's a really strange color, but it's like a teal turquoise color, so maybe that's why nobody wanted it, but we love it, right? Because we're mixed media artists. And just like different things like that. I'm also putting birdhouses around in my yard, and Brian put out some bird feeders for me, and I'm really like getting back to nature, I guess you might say. I haven't had a garden for many years because of the moving and all that stuff. If you follow me, you know we downsized to a smaller house, and it's just been really, really busy and no time for gardening. So I'm really happy to be getting back to doing a little bit of gardening, but I wanted to keep it small. I wanted to keep it manageable because I'm really busy, and I have trouble like bending over now. I have a bad back, so it's really hard for me to bend over and pull weeds, and that's why I decided to do container gardening, and they're raised. So it's not a container on the ground, it's like up a little bit so that there's very little bending over. And because they're in containers, there should be very little weeding. Should be being the word here. So I thought I would show you, at the start of it, and then you can watch my garden grow with me. So the first thing I did that I want to share with you is I made a little garden book. And I did a video on this and how I made the book, and this was a collaboration project I did with Bea Grab. And I'm going to be keeping track of what I'm growing, my seeds. I have a little spot in here that actually it's removable, and so, wait, where is it? Here it is. I didn't take the removable one out. So I have a little spot in here where I can write down when I planted my seeds and how, and I even bought grow lights. Yeah, this is like a real big deal for me. So I follow this gentleman. His name's Gary. I can't remember his last name, but he goes by the Rusted Garden, and I got a lot of information from him. His link will be in the description box below. But according to him, you need lights for your garden, and so for your seeds. And sunlight isn't good enough because if you put seeds like in a window, it's not going to get enough hours of sun, and what your plants are going to do is they're going to be reaching for the sun, so they're going to get very leggy. Now, I've had a garden for years, on and off over the years, but I've never grown my own seeds. So this required a little bit of research. Anyway, I got these lights. I got mine at Walmart, and they're called lumens. So you want so many lumens to come out of your light, and that's the brightness of the light. And mine is 3200 lumens, and they were very inexpensive. They were I think $16 to $19 per light, and the lights are in it. so you don't have to get bulbs or anything. You know, they don't even have bulbs. There's this little strip inside. They're awesome. So I did buy 2, and as I said, my garden's not going to be real big, but I needed 2 lights because you want to have the light evenly distributed on top of your plants. So here's what you do. The first thing you do is you make your little seed pots, which I made a video showing you how I made my seed pots. You put your seeds in there, you put the lights on top of them. You want the lights to be approximately 2 inches above your dirt level, and then you wait for them to grow. So mine popped up the other day. I planted them last Thursday, and they popped up Sunday. On Sunday they came up. They start to come up. So you leave the light like that for a week. After a week, you raise the light about another inch, and you wait another week, and you do this for a couple weeks. And each week you cut back a little bit on how long you have the lights on. So right now I have my lights on for 16 hours. So next week I'll have them on, I think, did he say 14 or 15 hours maybe to cut back? I can't remember. I'll have to look that up. But anyway, you see why you need a little notebook and to keep track of all this stuff. So I hope you'll enjoy this adventure with me. And I'm going to take you outside now. So I'm going to turn the camera off, and I'm going to go outside and show you some of my containers. And obviously it's just dirt at this point, and I might add more containers. I'm not sure. But let's go outside. All right, so I'm standing up on the corner of my deck, and this is a very small space, maybe 8 by 10 feet. And we put some gravel down to keep the weeds down, and we put just a couple of containers in here, and just a few little cutesy things that I found here and there. So I'm using these galvanized tubs because, as I said earlier, they have holes in them in the bottom, and so they're not really useful for anything else. And I put another galvanized tub underneath so that they would be up higher and I wouldn't have to bend over. So I have a couple of those, and I do plan on using these buckets here for maybe just a single plant or something. I haven't decided exactly what's going to go where. But then I have this, and I'm going to put one of those coconut lining things in there. And if you don't know what that is, I'll show you next time we come out. There's another bucket, and I picked up these stands. I'm not really sure what the heck they were originally used for, but I picked them up at the flea market for just a couple dollars, and they are great things to have to raise up your garden containers. And of course, my hose is really handy. It's right there. My house is not sided yet, so if you get a glimpse of that, yeah, that's a bonus. So this is the trunk I was talking about that Brian picked it up someplace. And he did drill holes in the bottom of it because we have no intention of ever using it as a trunk. And this is a mailbox. It's an old mailbox that we picked up at a flea market that I am in the process of covering with mosaics. And it opens. So you know how a mailbox opens. It actually opens at this far end. And I will store my small garden tools in there, and it's not going to stay there. We're going to adhere it to some kind of a board or stick or something, and put it here in the corner of the garden. And that is what we're looking at now, just a little double cedar ice cream kind of stand thing. I guess ice cream stand. Not ice cream stand. I'm thinking of the chairs that you see at those ice cream parlor chairs. Geez, Jer. Anyhow, that's another thing we picked up at, I think an auction. I think Brian got that at an auction. Everything that I have and use was picked up at an auction or a flea market for not a whole lot of money because people wanted to get rid of it. So you can see that this is pretty rusty, the chair. Pretty rusty. So the plan is to put like those buckets underneath the chairs maybe, or right in front of the chairs, and have the plant grow up and grow all over the chair. All right, here's my walkway that I made, and these are recycled bricks, and these were taken from a building in Philadelphia, and I don't know if they were a sidewalk originally or what they were from, but we found them on Craigslist, and this is a little mosaic stepping stone that I made many years ago. And the slate, I had 2 pieces of slate that we grabbed from the other house, the old house. So those are just a little memory from the old house. All right, let me show you my dirt. So I'm using, I started with a potting soil mix, okay? And then to that I added some peat moss and some vermiculite. And I kind of, we're going to walk over here to another container that I have. This is where I was mixing it. So I kind of mix it, a bag of this potting soil to probably an equal amount of peat moss, and then a couple of like big scoops of the vermiculite is kind of what the mix is. So I have some dirt that's really, you know, nice and fluffy, and it's got some fertilizer. I put a little fertilizer in there too. So my plants should be really happy when they come out here. Now this garden tub is like a big old horse thing, I think. And this I have had for many years, and I love it. So that's going to house a lot of like my lettuces and kale and some chard and stuff. And I'm not going to have like a ton of each one of these plants. So let's see, I think that's about it. Other than I'll show you my angel right there. That is a shutter that Brian made into an angel, and that has all my mom's stuff on it. So it's like my mom's watching over my garden, and that's of course her tree that is doing very well. Thank you very much, those of you who knew that I actually brought the tree with me from the old house. So all right, I'm going to stop here. We're going to go in the house, and I'm going to show you my seedlings. All right, I'm on the outside of the fence now. I forgot, I wanted to show you this section too. So we made 2 sections. So the backyard kind of has these tiers, and you can see it kind of goes up again. So there's these 3 tiers back here. And we put the gravel in all 3 tiers just to keep the weeds down and keep it nice. So back here, Brian put the bench for me to sit on. And these trees will get some leaves on them. And so it'll be a nice shady spot. And that is my bottle tree. I love bottle trees. Okay, so that's my bottle tree. And when I sit, I'm going to sit on the bench and show you what I'll be looking at. So when I sit here, there's a little bird bath. And he just put that bird feeder out. And sorry about that ugly burn can behind there. We've been cleaning up the sticks in the yard, and Brian's been burning them. So we've got the bird feeder that the birds just found yesterday. And then over here we have a birdhouse, and there's another thing for the birds to eat. And my plan is to put some more flowers and whatnot down along the wall. And that leads to the driveway. And I love birdhouses. And so there's birdhouses, that's one, there's another one, you'll see there's one in the distance. There's birdhouses all over the yard. I just love them. And the one on Mom's tree I just got on Sunday. And there's another one over there. So I just love, oh, and there's another one over there. You see it? You see that one? It looks like an old man. My granddaughter Lucia says it's creepy. Mimi, that one's really creepy. All right, let's go in the house. All right, so we're in my living room now. And since I have no furniture yet, Brian said, well, we can just put this table in front of the window. So here's my my plants, and those are my 2 lights that I told you about, and I have them propped up on some books to make sure that they are 2 inches above the plants. Now I'm going to turn the camera off and pick the lights up so you can see underneath. Actually, you know, you can peek in there, can't you? And you can see that the things are growing. Yeah. Not everything is growing though. I'll pop the light off so you can see. Okay, so not everything is growing, but the things that are growing, look, aren't they seriously happy? So those are my newspaper pots, and I made markers out of little popsicle sticks, and that's my garden right there. So when the stuff starts sprouting and when it's ready in a couple weeks, I'll put it outside. All right, we're back in the house, and I just wanted to thank you for joining me on my little garden adventure. And I'm also going to, I was watching the Mary Atelier this morning on one of her lives, and she was making her May journal, and it looked so interesting that it made me think, I think I'm going to make another journal to do some sketching in when I'm sitting out in the garden. So this little journal that I have is really quite small, and it's only good for like a little bit of note taking. You know, I made sure to add enough pages in here that I could just write down different things about the garden for next year, you know, so I could look back. But I thought, you know, I might want to sit out in the garden and do some sketching of my flowers or whatever. Maybe I just want to journal a little bit or something. So I think I'm going to make a little gardening book, and I'll show you that when I make it. And meanwhile, I also found, because you know we sell books, we have a lot of books. Okay, and I was downstairs rooting through our nature books looking for a book on birds, because now that I have the bird feeder and the birdhouse right outside my art room window, there was a really beautiful bird in the tree the other day, and I was explaining it to a friend, and she said it was probably a woodpecker, but it had a red head, it was black and white spots, and it had a long beak. And I don't know a thing about birds. I've never, you know, been a bird watcher, but I was really enjoying watching that bird. So when I went downstairs to look for like a book on birds and I guess a guidebook. I think I'm going to have to actually buy one. I came across this great book with all these, I don't know if you can see that, these flowers, you know. But what made me attracted to this was that it looks like pencil sketching or sketches of the flowers. And I thought this is going to come in handy, because when my garden starts to grow, if I want to sketch something, you know, I could always really look for at one of these pictures for it to help me along with the sketching. I'm not the best sketcher, so I'll learn, but one thing at a time. Anyway, so this is like a vlog, I guess, because you're seeing me and you saw my garden, and I look forward to doing more of these videos and sharing with you when I plant the garden and when it starts growing and all that other stuff. And again, as I said, if you're not interested, just avoid the videos that say recycled gardening. All right, guys, I hope you have a blessed day full of love and recycled art, and I will see you again next time. Bye.